Hello, welcome to the Honey Badger. I am Dr. Nefertiti Fox de Fundino, but you can just call me Naf. Welcome to another shadow work reading for those who are new and returning. Yesterday was a little bit heavy if you did watch that one or the previous one to this video. So let's see what all Spirit will give to us today. The energy does feel a little bit lighter today. It doesn't feel nearly as heavy, so even my reading on Instagram was a little bit lighter because I did ask for something a little bit lighter. Now, I did realize that my shuffling was a little bit loud in the last video, so if you do need to turn the volume down, if you're wearing earbuds or headphones, please do so. I'm going to try to at least do my pop shuffle up here on the table instead of in my lap. See if that makes any bit of difference. That is so many. That's 4 of them. Interesting. Well, one of these shot out. Ooh, the one that shot out is wisdom. Fantastic. Owls have been showing up quite a bit lately, actually. Oh, and there's the full moon. So the full moon was coming out quite a bit yesterday as well. Absolutely. And we've got another one up here. Ta-da! So very interesting. So we got the lovers. The lovers came out on Instagram. It wasn't this card, it was my tarot deck. But either way, very interesting. So the lovers is more so about like decisions, making decisions. Lately, it has definitely been more about making decisions of self. So like self-love more so. Making decisions that feed you more so than others. I don't really do like relationship readings, but I mean, as you can see, these 2 lovebirds in here. That is more of a pagan story. You can go look that one up. Why May is so special. So I got wisdom, lovers. We do have reflect. So it's the time to reflect. And I love this card. So there's a little girl that's down here. To me, it feels like reflecting on childhood, or from childhood up until now. Realizing where it is you were and where it is that you have guided and where you can potentially go. You got the owl up here again. Got a little hedgehog here. Super cute. Got a little bunny, little bun. There's some mice in there too. But the owl is very present here. There's also 2 horses back here. They're black and white. This reminds me of the Chariot card. So we've got wisdom, we've got reflect, got the lovers, and then we've got Journey's End. Love this card. Got the sun and moon. This one came out recently as well. Journey's End. I feel like we're coming to the close of a chapter. And we're reflecting on everything that had happened in that chapter. We're doing a review, I should say. A life review of everything that's happened so far. And maybe we're starting to see the areas in which we didn't choose ourselves. And now we're starting to do that. Okay. What shadows do we have? Spirit, give me just a couple. I don't need a ton. Let's not overdo it. Give me like 1 or 2 of these. I'm also seeing like with the lovers, it's more of like the marriage between our divine masculine, divine feminine coming together, working together, getting out of that toxic masculinity or toxic femininity Ooh, that one was almost out. So it's like we're coming to a place of more stability, clear communication. And we're starting to be more bold with these boars down here at Journey's End. Whoa. There we go. I'll take that one. Ooh, stories we tell ourselves. Yeah. Are you narrating your life through the lens of limitation or empowerment? That's a good one. Again, kind of goes in with like that Lover's card, or, you know, the really being a little more selfish and doing for you more so than doing for everyone else, and really starting to take care of yourself. What stories are you telling yourself? That is such a good question. What stories do you tell yourself about what you're capable of, what you're worthy of having, what opportunities are for you, how authentic you're allowed to be? Really time to sit and think about that. And I'm feeling another one out of this deck for some reason. There's something else under there. But yeah, man, what stories are we telling ourselves? I feel like the crown chakra and the third eye are a little blocked or a little hazy. There's not as much clarity there, but I feel like we're starting to like put these stories to bed. Again, Journey's End, like closing that chapter, we're starting to put this old story to bed. Yeah, my candle's flickering over here. Usually when it flickers like that, to me, it's more of confirmation of what I'm saying. Oh, well, I didn't want that many, but I'll take that. 2, 3. All right. Breaking karmic cycles. Yeah, this I feel like goes along with the stories we tell ourselves. Like those negative thought processes about ourselves are really keeping us in these karmic cycles, and we're starting to break out of that. So it says recognize repeating patterns and take action to break generational wounds. Absolutely. And I feel like these stories that we tell ourselves are stories that were passed down from generation to generation about how you should view yourself. This goes a lot with women in particular. You know, we're told that essentially our purposes in life is to be a wife, have children, take care of the home, take care of the husband, yada yada yada. Do for everyone but yourself. That's literally the story that we're told. So this may be your case, but there may be something else. You know, men also have stories that have been passed down from generation to generation. Like, you're supposed to be the provider, you're supposed to make all of the money, you're supposed to be the protector, you're supposed to do this and that for your family, you're supposed to be this and be successful. So like, there's a lot of pressure on men too. It's not just women. I do want to make that clear, but women do take the brunt of it, in the sense that there are a lot more laws that are restricting us as opposed to men. So that is a heavy one. Like that type of mindset is passed down from mother to daughter to granddaughter, you know? So that's something to think about as well. But that, you know, isn't the case for everybody, of course. But it could just be, you know, maybe we had a loved one, whether it be a partner, it be a parent, it be a guardian, grandparent, sibling, whatever, that basically told us that we're worthless, we're useless, you're never going to do anything right, kind of thing. You're always going to be a fuck up. You know, it's stories like this, but you know, there are cases where we're told that because someone is jealous of what we have and what we're capable of, so then they put us down so that we don't live to our fullest potential. all because that person doesn't see what they're capable of and have yet to live up to their full potential. So it's really understanding where these stories come from and really putting them to rest. Really, really, really putting them to rest. Yeah, fear of failure and overthinking and paralysis. Absolutely. So I feel like this fear of failure comes from, these stories, these passed down stories and things that we tell ourselves. Just as mistakes are not the enemy, they really aren't. They are stepping stones toward mastery and understanding. Again, the mistakes bring us wisdom. So that's where we get wisdom from. It is the experience of the knowledge itself that we get. So it's, the experience of making mistakes and understanding on a deep level what that mistake actually means and why it's important to not make that mistake. And why it's important to do something in the correct manner. But, again, we don't know what the correct manner is. So we're learning how to maneuver through that. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. We have all made a ton of mistakes in life. No one person is special in that sense. We've made mistakes, and if there are people who haven't made mistakes, then they've either denied that they've made a mistake, like some orange human being that we all know of. We've all made mistakes, but some of us deny the fact that we make mistakes. But then others who haven't actually made a mistake, they're not wise. They're not wise. They've gone through life with ease, and when a difficult situation comes up, they're not going to know how to handle that because they were never given the experience on how to handle it. So, take those mistakes with pride, but don't dwell on them. Take the wisdom and the knowledge that they brought and move forward. And the overthinking and paralysis is not every problem needs endless analysis. Trust your instincts and take action. Yeah. We overthink things too much. And I think we overthink things too much because we have this fear of failure. So we are literally thinking of every possible outcome, but they're all negative, right? We don't ever think of the possible outcomes that are positive. We only think about the negative ones so that we can be prepared when shit hits the fan. But maybe shit's not going to hit the fan this time. We're putting an end to that. We're putting an end to those particular thoughts. They need to go. They have no place. They have no place anymore. Ooh, wow, already. Uncertainty. Listen. We're in a state of uncertainty. It's okay. Number 60 might mean something to somebody. 6 is actually a really powerful number, so it is the number of creation. It represents the pregnant woman, right? You could be pregnant with ideas, creativity. It's time to utilize it. Put it to use. There's equal give and take as well, right? And the 0, that actually amplifies the number there. So get creative, man. And these blue clouds back here, they're really soft. They're like a soft blue. Like there's this perceived storm. This came up, I think, yesterday. There's a perceived storm, and we're looking at it. But this silhouette, you can either choose to see it as looking at the storm and preparing for its arrival, or putting the storm behind us and it being at our back. Which one are you going to choose to do? But the blue itself is really soft, which is very calming to me. I'm seeing Botswana agate, which is such a calming stone. I recommend sitting with it, if for nothing else than to just look at the color and let that color wash over you and feel the calm that comes from it. It is such a soft blue. Such a beautiful stone. Now, I'm going to read this card because I feel like this is important. It says, calm the noise within your mind. Yeah, calm all those stories that you tell yourself. Get still and meditate. If you are still uncertain, give yourself 4 hours and meditate again. If you are still unclear, wait for 4 days, and if necessary, 4 weeks. The answer will come. You have to relax your mind. If you want the answers to show up, you're going to have to relax. Put the question out there and then just let it come to you. Don't sit there and wait for it to show up, because when we do that, we're actually giving too much of our energy into it. And that can honestly cause things to take even longer, because now we're straining to hear or see an answer. Just put that question out there, what it is you need clarity on, and then go about your day. The answer is going to show up somehow. I feel like this one wants to come out. Yeah, 9 of Cups. Holy shit. Huh. 9 of Cups. And I love this card because it is the Peacock. Ooh, those cards want to come out too. Okay. Everybody calm down. I'm trying to put the deck away. Yeah, man, we got 7 of Cups down here, and then we've got the Knight of Swords. I'll get to all that in just a second here. But the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. It can also be about I don't want to say like abusive in substances, like alcohol, you know, like all the cups kind of thing. Substance abuse, there we go. It could also be gluttony. Right. We don't want to go in that direction. But I don't think that that's what this is. I feel like it's more of, you know, once we put these stories down and stop feeding into the fear of what we think is going to happen, we start to open ourselves up to what is actually possible. Yeah, there goes my flame again. I know you can't see it back there, but I'll try to come over here a little bit. You know, once we get past that fear, possibilities start to come up. Now, the Peacock is all about being in our authenticity and being loud and proud about it. It's time to do that. Be loud and proud about who you are. This also came up actually in Instagram. It was all about authenticity. Be your authentic self, because the more that you are authentic, the more opportunities that come your way are going to actually fit who it is that you are, not who it is you feel like you need to be in order to claim success, in order to have the friends, in order to have all the things it is that you want. Being yourself is what's going to bring it to you. So I feel like that's on the horizon. Absolutely. And then we got the 7 of Cups. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of opportunity coming your way. Some of these, they're in the stars, right? These cups, they're in the stars. We've got a key, we've got a lion, there's a heart here. We've got some little magic dust there. Right? And then we've got the crown up here. Forgive me, I forget the name of it. It's the champion's crown. Oh, and there's a tree. Any one of these you can have. In fact, you can have multiple if you really want them. But look at this rabbit. Really thinking about which one it is that he wants. Where do I want to start first? Let's put it that way. Because the thing is, like, when these opportunities start coming in, all of them may be a good fit for you, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to bring what it is that you're looking for. They may be a good fit, you may be happy, but maybe you want something more. So just pick one, go with that, and then if you feel like it's not quite what it is that you were looking for, then go find those other opportunities, or new ones will start to come in. It's like, okay, I like this, but I want more of this as well. You can put that out into the universe, and then those things will start to show up. Knight of Swords. Being decisive. It's cutting through the garbage. Again, cutting through those stories that we keep telling ourselves. Stories that others keep telling us about ourselves. It's cutting through all the crap. cut through all the crap and actually go for what it is that you want. Be decisive. Be decisive. Don't let your emotions take over. Barracuda, they live in the water, right? The water is just a part of life. It is like the air that we breathe. It is a necessity. Your emotions are a necessity, but they don't have to take control. Swim through them like you fucking belong there. Because you do. You are the ocean. You are the ocean, not just the wave. Waves come and go, man. But the ocean is always. Learn to utilize your emotional content for positive endeavors. Use it for manifesting. Emotions are extremely powerful. There's so much energy behind them, so learn to use that energy to go towards something that you actually want. All right, Michael. Let's close this out, shall we? What does Archangel Michael have to say? I feel like Metatron also wants to come through, so either one or both. Bam! There's Metatron. Look at that. Look at that rainbow. Okay, so this is guidance. You will always be guided. You just have to be open. I'm gonna let that candle come through here. You have to be open to being guided. You don't have to have control. There are some things you can have control over, but not everything. And quite frankly, we can't always have control over what happens in our life. But we can choose to be guided through it. Shine bright, man. I'm seeing like, this is something I saw for myself as well. Yes, thank you. Imagine your body as just energy. This golden, bright energy, just like this flame back here. And you can even see the aura in the camera here. Be that. Allow yourself to shine bright. I want you to imagine that little flame back there as you. That's you. And that's your aura. Because the more that you are authentic, the more that you're going to shine this way, and the more that you're going to have these opportunities come to you, the more that the right people are going to come to you. If you are looking for a relationship, you're going to find an even greater relationship being yourself, because that person sees you for who it is that you are. You're not masking. You're not having to unmask yourself. They already see you for who it is that you are, and they like you for who it is that you are. They love you for who it is that you are. There's no tiptoeing on eggshells, none of that. So just be yourself and allow yourself to be this candle flame. I very much recommend getting a candle and doing that scrying. I really do. I was actually going to do a scrying session with cards today. I ended up not doing that, but that's okay. Look at that candle. In fact, I'm going to put this card down. Just look at it. Stand tall, I'm hearing. Be mysterious, I'm hearing. You don't have to make sense to everybody. You just have to make sense to yourself. You'll be a light in the dark for others. Yeah, and with that incense, let things fall away as they need to. But you'll always be guided, right? Metatron is there. Metatron absolutely wants you to invite him in to help. So, ooh, there's actually 2 cards in here, and I had no idea. Hold on. I can't even get them unstuck. Here we go. Oh my god, and choice. Ah! I didn't know that was there. You have choice. Oh my god, 7 of Cups. You have choice. You have choice. Stop telling yourself you don't. You do. This one's Archangel Michael for sure. You have choice. There's always going to be choice. And look, there's that gold aura, that ray of gold there. This is divine energy to me. You have choice. Yes. And you'll be guided to the choices it is that you do have if you don't understand what those choices are right now. I feel that they will be shown to you. You don't have to worry. You just have to be open-minded to seeing all the possibilities, meaning that yes, you may have something in mind that you want, but be open to something else coming through that isn't going to look the way that you had envisioned it, but maybe it's what's going to get you there faster. So be open-minded to that and see what happens. Yeah, I'm hearing from this guy over here, you'll be protected. You don't have to fear anything. Any negativity that comes your way will be absorbed by your own spirit team, your angels, Archangel Michael, Metatron, if you want them there to help protect you from things. Or really just to keep your energy clear from any negative thoughts, any negative energies that may come your way. Just enough to find that clarity within yourself. You're going to have help. The spirits are there with you. There's energy in the spirits and things that you may not believe that there are, like this little guy right here. So, doesn't like me tapping his head. Sorry. So yeah, you may find help in some unusual ways or unusual places. But remain open. So this chapter is closing. It's time to close it out. Do that review of it. Gain what wisdom is left to be gained out of that. Any information that you may need to take on to the next chapter, even the next book. Maybe we're closing the book and we are writing a sequel. Who knows? Take that how it resonates. With that, I'm going to end it here. If you guys would like a personal reading, then you can go to my website, which is linked in the description box down below. You can find the Tea and Honey session. That is my personal readings. You can also do a one-on-one shadow work session if you so choose, or if you would rather go on that shadow journey yourself, I do have an online course that you can also purchase and go at your own pace. So with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.